Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to the vlog. So I just want to update you guys on what's going on in my life. I guess the first thing is that I have a trip to Europe coming up in the next 2 months, which means for the past month I've been on a cut, so dieting, and I plan to continue that for the next 2 months. Hence this oat bowl. So this is actually my third time properly cutting. First time I had a coach and I dropped 15 kilograms, and that just pretty much set the foundation of how to go about dieting. So that the second time when I did a cut, I think it was before the half marathon last year, I was sitting around 76 and dropped down to 70. The main problem, however, is after I finish cutting, I get pretty loosey-goosey with my tracking. Actually, I don't track at all, and I just eat whatever. So what happens is I feel like I gain weight way too fast. That inevitably leads to another cut, which is what's going on now. But enough yapping, I'm gonna enjoy this bowl of oats and see you guys soon. That's it. 10,000 steps. So the next thing I want to talk about in my preparation for Europe is what backpack am I going to bring. So in my past videos, I've talked about both of these backpacks. This is the Ulanzi camera backpack, and this is the Tomtoc backpack. And the videos I made were kind of just my initial thoughts, but now that I've used both, I kind of have a good idea of what works for me and how I'm going to use it for future travels. So let's first talk about the Tomtoc. So I used this in my trip to Japan in November last year, and I'm just going to cover the pros and cons to kind of simplify my thoughts. But basically the biggest pro is that it's huge and it works really great as a carry-on. It holds a lot of stuff, the compartments are really convenient, and yeah, for a carry-on it's a great bag, which kind of leads to the con, which is it's not that great at being a day pack. I felt that it was a bit too big to just carry out every day when you're going out to like explore the cities. So I would often leave this backpack at the hotel. So yeah, it's definitely good for when you're moving between countries/cities, but not good when you're trying to explore that city. So the Ulanzi camera backpack I used on my trip to Japan in February. And the pros are that it's a really good day backpack. It's a lot smaller than the Tomtoc backpack, which means it doesn't feel as like big when I carry it around. And it also has like really good features for carrying the camera, which obviously is nice to have. But the cons for this backpack is that it doesn't hold a lot of stuff. So when you're moving between countries and this is your only carry-on, it is pretty small. So I would often have to rely on packing my toiletries and clothes into my checked-in luggage, which meant that when I was traveling without my checked-in, for example, we spent 2 days in Mount Fuji and we only carried our carry-on, I had to bring with me an extra tote bag just to fit in my clothes for the day. So pros is it's a good day backpack, and con is it's a not so good carry-on. Which leads me to my solution for my upcoming Europe trip, which is I'm just gonna bring both. So I'll probably pack this in my checked-in luggage and use this as my carry-on. I personally found that I prefer using a backpack as a carry-on rather than using a smaller luggage. I feel like it's way more convenient to access stuff from your backpack rather than unzipping your luggage to get stuff you need. So yeah, for my upcoming Europe trip, I'll be bringing both backpacks. I'll be using this as a carry-on, and when I'm out and about in the city exploring, this will be my go-to backpack. But for now, since the trip is in 2 months, it's still a bit too early to pack, so I'm not going to share with you guys what I'm bringing yet, but do stay tuned for that because I'll definitely make a video on what I'm packing. But that's basically all the things I've thought about for preparing for Europe so far, until we get closer.